Stephen Marsh, for that great introduction, where we always feel honored and privileged to be asked to speak on an MMP stage, whether it's virtual, whether it's live, or whatever. And here we are, virtual. We're down in beautiful Florida right now. The temperature last night was pretty chilly. But hey, there's no more storms, and we're here live.
We deserve that cool weather. And by the way, I wanted to say great job to Joe and Kelly. You know, we just are so impressed with G3. What an incredible job that they do. Everything that they bring. And we couldn't be more thrilled. And we're very thrilled about the fact that we can do virtual. We'll talk a little bit about that as we move along.
Right. We're excited about this business, and more than ever, it seems, because we've been involved in this thing all our adult life.
This is all we've ever done.
50 years, folks, my goodness gracious.
Outside of college and starting
service and stuff, yeah.
It's pretty amazing. So you know, that's a great way to start. What we can bring to you is the fact that this has been our life's work. And if we're still at it, that should speak volumes to all of you. But I'll tell you, we're having a lot of fun.
And we've seen so many changes over the years.
Yes,
before it was a distribution network where we drove down to the warehouse to get products, to bring them back from Massachusetts to Maine.
And
call our IBOs, we called them distributors back then. And they came to the house 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning.
That's right.
And then the checks came down from our upline, and then down from Amway.
The payouts.
We did all the payouts.
Yeah,
all the time.
We even wrote all the orders. But you know, one thing that's interesting that goes back to all of that, the 10 customer rule. We took that very seriously.
We sure did.
When we started our business, we knew that was part of what we needed to do. So that hasn't changed at all.
And I used to see Pat put the 100-pound box of SA8 in the trunk of our beat-up old car and deliver it to small hotels.
Hey, whatever it took, I was willing to do it. But you know, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. Not spend a lot of time, because we're going to suggest that you listen to a couple of audios. But in the meantime, I want you to know that being around as long as we've been around, we've seen the changes. We've rolled with the punches.
We sure have.
And we're still rolling. And so, but I can tell you that it's always been a business where you were expected, or certainly we were. We used to have to send in our customer reports
to Amway.
And now they do it for you online. But I just wanted to sort of preface that as we get going.
And we started without kids. Now we have kids, and the kids have kids, and the kids have kids.
Wow.
You know, it's it's an expansion of our business, our life in general.
Yeah,
and the thing is, this business has given us flexibility for well over 45 years.
Yes, exactly. And so these are things we can honestly tell you, is that we're still swinging the bat. This is all we've ever done.
Oh my gosh.
And the business has been good to us because we've been good to it. So I think that's important.
And there have been major changes over the years.
Yes,
major changes, all the way from reel to reel to cassette tapes to CDs. Now we do everything online. We can download the podcast, whatever.
Yeah, we didn't have computers. We didn't have cell phones.
We had no cell phones.
And not that it matters, because we're not talking about the past tonight at all. We're talking about where we're going. We are fired up about where we're going.
I remember the first cell phone I did have. It was in a briefcase. And it weighed about 40 pounds.
In a bag.
But we felt so important.
It's true.
To have the cell phone. Now we've got little bitty things about the size of a credit card.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, we can do anything around the globe.
And you can use that entirely for your business. So it's pretty amazing. And it's something you can't break. You just have to figure it out. You know, we've had to figure these things out. They didn't come naturally to us.
Talking about audios, we're going to recommend one particular audio. It Just Takes One to Lead by Dave and Kristen DeSalt. It's CD MMP 1443. Listen to this.
Yes.
Take notes of. Yes, there's some things that have changed.
The verbiage has changed a little bit because we have new programs like Bronze and so forth. But you know what? If we could title our talk tonight, it's going to be How to Turn Your Ship Around.
Right.
That's exactly what we want to talk about, because we've done it. That's what we've been doing. That's been our priority, and we have turned our ship around. And so, listening to this audio, we highly
Oh my
recommend it.
gosh, yes.
And you know why? Because it's going to say everything that we don't have time to say
Right.
about your retail business and how much money is available and so on and so forth. But listen to that, and then if you want ideas on how to do things to recreate your business, we have some audios, Greg and I get into depth in one of them on how we got started. I don't want to take away from that though, because that's part of what I'm going to talk about in a moment.
But the thing of it is, we realize we're not going to talk about the way it used to
No.
be and what we used to do. We're going to talk about what we're doing. One thing I do want to recommend, and we recommend it to all our IBOs, the new ones, is product to plan. Product to plan is such a simple concept. It's a 12-month schematic of what it takes, how to go bronze, how to register people, how to have customers. And it talks at the end of 12 months, your income from product to plan, following it. And it's an Amway thing. It's right online.
You all have access to it. Exactly.
And the income, the annual income for that, $4,449. Ask yourself a question. What would an extra $4,500 do to you?
Or for you this year. And that is following the plan really, really basic.
Oh, yeah.
That is just kind of a core way that you could start, but you can add so much more to that. But we're saying, really? We're all in for our new IBOs and all of our IBOs having a great experience, and especially for the new ones to have their first year be a great experience. And so product to plan is critical.
And we recommend all of you to have a story of how you got in, when you got started, what you do, and what are you doing now, and a story of products.
Yes.
Products. Pat had a story with a gal that lives right here, and she couldn't get a stain out of her dress. And Pat said, give it to me.
I'll get it out.
This is my solution, girl. Well, whatever there's a problem, a challenge,
she overcomes.
She has a solution.
Absolutely. Got to have solutions. You've got to dwell on possibilities. You have to decide that nothing is a problem unless you decide it is. And you've got to dwell, you've got to have a solution for everything.
But we tell our people, if you come to us with a problem, expect a solution.
Yes, exactly.
Or don't bring us the problem.
Yeah, because
we want a solution. We want to solve those problems.
You can tell us what's going on, but then get ready, because we're gonna solve it for you, like we do for ourselves. And the other thing that I want to say right now is we are not telling any of you tonight that are viewing or at the live that we're not just talking. We are doing. We have set a standard that whatever we tell our team, we are personally doing. Right. We're not teaching, we're doing. And because we're doing, they know we're right there with them. We have the same kind of situations that come up for them. That's why we're so all about solutions, because we're figuring it out as we go along too.
And realize there are prospects, strangers, contacts everywhere. I don't care where you are. I just had a small stay in the hospital. I needed some good hospital food, I guess. Nothing serious. But the thing is, while we were in there, both Pat and I made contacts. I've got a meeting come Friday. Pat has a meeting with one of the gals there. It's just keep it open, because everybody's looking for something. I don't care what it is. I ask simple questions. Where are you going to be in the next 4 or 5 years? They tell me they don't know. I said, would an extra secondary income in addition to your full-time job help? Yes, it would. So then we set up an appointment.
Absolutely.
We can do it via Zoom. Mm-hmm. We can sit down with them at a Panera's or whatever.
If you
run through the plan B.
Right. If you asked us if we had a script, there's no script.
No.
We have so many different ways, and we'll get into that in a moment. We're moving along here, but we're excited. I hope you catch that tonight. And you know what? I'm going to say this, and it's probably going to make some of you uncomfortable, but I'm going to say it anyway, because that's our job. Some of you are not growing for whatever reason, and I get that. Greg and I were in that situation.
Oh my gosh.
And you know what happened? Why things changed? Because when we flatlined, and again, I'm going to say this too, and it's going to make you mad. Stop using COVID for an excuse.
Yeah.
a lot of you are still there.
It's over.
And that's long gone,
It's
and that was
over.
a long time ago. In 2019, what Greg and I realized was, people aren't moving
Right.
around. They're not going anywhere. We better do something. Come up with some kind of way we can recreate. And we thought about that on our own. It's not like anybody told us.
Right.
We just knew, this is our livelihood. We better do something. And again, all that information is on audios that we've done, and you can hear about how we started. I'm not going to take the time, but it was product driven. I can tell
Totally
you
product
that,
driven. Yeah.
because everyone was shopping. Everyone still is shopping and prefers, in most cases, to shop online. We had to figure out how to grab that business. The other thing is that you better know your products, you better love your products, and you better create some stories. Every product tells a story.
They do.
You're the one that has to tell that story to get people excited about why they need our products and to be using our products, and so on. And so I'm all done with any of you telling me that you're blaming this on COVID. You know what Greg and I said? We said it is our fault. It is totally our fault that we're not building. And we have to change it. We're the only ones that can change it. And so until you decide that you've got to move it, and I don't know what kind of a situation you're in. A lot of you are in all kinds of different situations. Maybe you did lose your team. I don't know what's happened to you, but I just know that Greg and I flatlined, and we had to do something. If it's to be, it's up to me. So stop with the excuses, because we're not going to listen to them. And the reason we're not going to is because we know that you can overcome if you get yourself directed and disciplined, right?
And the thing of it is, Amway's on our side with complimentary registration. Started again this September for new ones. And Markman, our approved provider, is on there, for complimentary. But don't use that as an excuse. Don't say, well, anybody can get in. We all have empty circles, I call them. I was calling them zeros, but Pat said, don't call them zeros.
No.
So they're not zero, but they're empty
if they
circles.
Don't have PV, they're empty.
Don't wait.
Yeah.
Register more. People need skin in the game.
It's not a feel good to register. A person, if they want to get involved in the business, should start, begin with a starter pack.
With a stack
at least,
or products of some sort.
Some sort where they're starting. And then after that, it's your job to teach them how to merchandise.
We got a phrase: are you surrounded or saturated?
Yeah.
Everybody can be surrounded with the checklist. Well, I read, I listened, I used the product, right. I did this, I did it. That's surrounded, but it's not saturated. And so many people say, well, I'm core. I do everything except show the plan.
Exactly.
I do everything except put action in there. I do everything except talking to somebody and selling a product or registering somebody or showing the plan. Don't get just saturated. Don't get just, in there. Don't get surrounded with all this stuff.
Because you can make checklists and you can make your to-do list.
We've all been there.
We've all been there. And you get so distracted that you never get to it. I don't know about you, but Greg and I are mature. We're a whole lot more mature than we were when we got involved in the business, and that adds age. To me, I don't think we've changed much, except for we think better. Our life is better.
We might look a little different, but hey, what the heck?
So our bodies are a little bit older. We're not hung up on that. The point is that you have to stop kidding yourself and making excuses. We're not listening to them. Right. So anyway, don't call us and give us an excuse. It's not going to work. If we can do what we've done, and I'll tell you, it started simply, and let me just give you this little formula. We decided ourselves, we took full responsibility. It's our fault. We have to change things. And then we connected with our group, and we said, we're going to get together and we're going to have a core group. And any one of you are welcome to get involved.
We have requirements.
Kind of a, what do you call it? Not a mindset, but a mind.
Core. Mastermind. Yeah.
And so then when we will all start building, including Greg and I, we can help each other.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And so we started a core team about 1.5 years ago where we meet once a week. We are very, very, very active with Zoom. that's become one of our best tools. And I was thrilled at the conference when Tim and Lynn talked about
The
the
fields.
importance
Oh my
on
gosh,
Saturday
yes.
morning about Zoom. That just elevated
And looking
us.
the part when you're on Zoom.
Yes,
Come on.
exactly. And all the things you need to do. But what we loved about that is that our group is spread all over the United States and Canada and in other countries. But I mean, primarily. And so for us, social media is critical. Now, you may be very fortunate and be around a lot
All
of
your people within
locals,
2 hours,
or
yeah.
you can get together. We're doing it by Zoom, and we don't skip a beat. We're
Not
not
at
only
all.
meeting every week, and then everyone's involved. Those that chose to get into that group are
Right.
involved. But then we meet. We have our EOMs on Zoom. We do meetings on Zoom. We do follow-ups. We're always
Oh.
available for our people, for everyone in the
A
team.
day doesn't go by without the Zoom coming on.
But if you think that you can talk to your teammates once a week or once every
Oh,
couple
my,
of weeks,
no.
you're kidding yourself.
Totally.
I'm just going to say straight up, you're kidding yourself, and shame on you.
Right.
You should be in touch either by text, by phone call, by Zoom. If you want to have an active group, you better get active and jump in there and get busy.
You better be saturated.
And you better be saturated.
Not surrounded, saturated. It's
and
easy to have that
creative.
checklist. It's easy to put up a vision board, and that vision board, some of you have it and you walk right by it.
You haven't seen
You
it.
haven't seen it. You
And-
haven't
and
gone
it's right in
looked
your
at it.
bedroom.
It can be on your mirror in the bathroom, and you're
And
like
somehow
this,
you don't see it
so
anymore.
you can't see the
So you
stuff on
can
the
fix your
mirror.
hair.
Come on,
Oh my gosh.
it
You,
is.
you know what? It's not hopeless unless you give up hope. Greg and I, during all of that time,
Right.
hey, we've had challenges in our business. Greg has had health challenges.
Oh, yeah.
Dear God, we've had all kinds of things going on. We know people have babies. We know people things come up.
Right.
But why do you shove your business under the cupboard and
Right.
and then poke at it every
Don't
once
open
in
it
a
till
while?
Christmas.
Yeah, or
It's a
I'm
gift.
going to make a batch of cookies, and
Oh,
you,
my
you
gosh.
pull it out and decide to play with it.
Yeah, come on.
And then you're done with it. Come on. If you are serious about moving ahead, you better find a way to get involved. You better find a way to get active. You better find a way to re-engage. That's what our difference is. And we're here to say that, wow, are we seeing the
You can do it.
results? We didn't see
Yeah.
them overnight, but we're starting to see them. It's huge. Sometimes it's like, wow,
Right.
this is so great. And so many of our people are streaming in, and the new people that maybe don't have the opportunity to travel, we're so
Oh, my
thankful to MMP that they get this, that they
Watch
know
parties for a
how
lot of the groups.
important
Oh my gosh.
virtual is. It's saving our lives. Greg can't travel the way he used
And
to
I don't
anymore.
want to.
And it's not good for his body. So, but this works. Hey, we look pretty good on screen with some makeup and
I don't
and
have
good
shoes
colors.
on.
You're
Oh
not
my
so-
gosh,
he
I
does
don't.
too. He does too. How dare that he would say
Like,
that.
like we always say, if you can be talked out of something, you will be
You
talked
will.
out of something.
You will.
I don't care whether it's golfing, whether it's this, but if you can be talked out of it, you will be talked out of
Mm-hmm.
it. And our goal is not to try to talk you out of it or into it. We want you to have some, meat in the fight. We want you to have a dream and a vision. We want you to understand that daily checklist of dreaming and all the stuff. Yes, the 8-step pattern is there. Study it.
Yes.
Realize what's there.
Yeah, and
You
you know what? One of the things that we did with this, what we call core team, we call it the AIT. That's advanced
Yeah.
individual training.
Yeah.
And we started with the books that we read together, and one
Right.
of them was the books on the SEALs,
The extreme ownership.
extreme ownership, because
By
you got to
Jocko.
be disciplined.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, if you want to be a SEAL, you don't want to ring the bell. And that was kind of our theme when we went into this. Our people want to believe that maybe with work, and I am going to tell you,
Yep.
anyone that's listening, it takes work
There's no shortcut.
and discipline to build a business. But if you want to become a platinum down the road, and that's what this group is all about, getting
Right.
us prepared and all working together. And we've seen tremendous results with
Oh.
so many people that are growing. And then there are the ones that just sit back. And I think maybe, are you waiting for a severe emotional event?
We
They
will be there.
like Greg and I, we never imagined that he would have the kind of health challenges that he's had. So what
I
did
can
we do?
handle him. Someone can't.
A
So-
solution. They said he wouldn't walk. We said, oh, yes,
Yeah.
he will. And he does. And maybe not the best. Who cares? He's
I
up
don't
and
run.
moving, and it doesn't matter. I don't know what don't wait. Some of you are so comfortable in your jobs.
Oh my
You're
God.
so comfortable
Yeah.
with your income until you lose it.
Yeah.
Until something happens, or you go to the grocery store and your dollar isn't stretching the way it needs to anymore, or whatever the case may be. Don't wait for a severe emotional event.
No.
Just prioritize your business. That's all
and
we're saying.
mentorship.
Yes.
Tie into somebody. We're going to talk about something here shortly, 5 stages of
Yes.
advancement
Yeah.
or achievement. And it's such an important thing
Mhm.
because, yes, we've been talking about overcoming things. This business is extremely simple, but it's not easy.
It's not easy.
Why is it not easy? We're dealing with people, and we're dealing with personalities. We're dealing with bad moods, good moods, positive people, pessimistic people. We're dealing with all kinds of people
People that have lost their dream, basically.
Oh my
People
God.
that are depressed.
that are upset
They're,
with the
they're
country,
dwelling in
upset
the
with
dark
everything.
side. Yeah, they're hanging around the wrong people.
That's it. Change friends, folks. Change friends.
Just get around people that are alive. That's all. It's refreshing.
It is very refreshing. But let's kind of talk about these 5
Yeah,
stages. of
definitely.
achievement.
And then you decide where you are
Where
in
you
these
are.
5 stages.
The first one, awakening stage. Awakening stage. You find this when an opportunity comes your way. You're devouring knowledge and seeking your mentor.
Mhm.
When an opportunity comes your way, when you first saw this, what do you think?
Yeah,
Was that your
exactly.
awakening stage?
Yeah, exactly.
Was it overcoming, oh my gosh, I'm going to work the same job for another 10, 15, 20 years and then retire or maybe not retire?
You're a brand new IBO and you just get around people that have a dream and they're excited. And we know we've got a huge watch party going on tonight among all kinds of other areas where people are getting together
Right.
and they're excited to be together. And so that may be the awakening. Maybe
Awakening
tonight
is-
is the awakening.
The next one, the ascend stage.
Mhm.
You're climbing.
Yeah. Or are you climbing?
This is the action
Mhm.
stage. You're reading and you start doing. And all of a sudden, you read a book like The Magic of Thinking Big or Life is Tremendous. Say, wow, where have they been keeping these books? Or you listen to an audio of someone really excited, and you say, where did they keep Jody Victor from us? I've never met this guy before.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, that's the
You're
stage
believing.
you're ascending. You're
Right.
awakening, you're ascending, you're climbing, you're
Yeah.
doing.
And you
And
need
doing
to
is it.
stop reading and start doing.
Right.
Action. It takes action. What about the plateau stage?
Oh my, we've all been there.
Oh, brother. And this is kind of what we're talking about when we said,
Yeah.
it's time to recreate. Plateau stage. You've slowed down and leveled off. Sometimes this is a big setback.
Oh my God.
It's a critical testing ground. Some people call it the valley of hell. I would agree.
It is so true. It's like all of a sudden you decide, I'm going to finally get in shape. And then you get in shape, then all of a sudden you slip back. Why? Might be a friend, might be something else. Maybe you're tied into Netflix or something, and you've got to watch this series. I don't know what it is, but the plateau stage, it gets
When you
there.
level off, and boy, I'm telling you what, when you lose momentum,
Oh my gosh.
that is a real hard stone to push up the hill, but you've got to do it. You've got to do it. That was when Greg and I, and that was back in 2019, and we said, we have got to reinvent.
Right.
And what have we got? Well, we've got products and we've got people who are buying online. That's
Right.
what we've got. That was all we had at that point, not knowing what was going to happen.
So we made some major decisions. We've got to hop back into the audios. We've got to hop back in, being where people are, talking to people, asking simple questions.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
where are you going to be? Form, family, occupation, recreation, message.
And in fact, it was a very important story. It was Larry and Pam Winters.
Oh my gosh.
And I was out, and Greg had suggested that I listen to that. I came back to the house. I was sobbing.
I thought she was mad at me.
I'm sure people thought, what is wrong with this person taking a walk? And she's crying. And I
the sneakers must
I
hurt.
walked into his office and I looked at him and he said, what is wrong? And I said, it is all our fault.
And I said, me?
I said, Larry and Pam just told our story. It's all our
You're right.
fault. So we were in that plateau
Plateau
stage. Oh, man. Thank God we realized it. thank God for audios.
And the
right?
next stage we hit was the Renaissance stage.
Right.
This is the rebirth.
Yahoo!
It's a pivotal stage,
Yes.
which is necessary. You have to become adaptable, as we did with the lockdown.
Adaptable.
That's it. We knew we had to change. We knew we had to do something. We had to have a new list of names. We had to have a new list of prospects for customers. We had to have a new list of everything.
But that's where it started with customers. And I'm telling you, if you're in a rebirth, and I'm sure
You're going to find
that
out more
you're
about
hearing
this.
all about that. I am so proud of Kelly and Marcia.
Oh my-
They were on the pilot.
Oh,
Well,
my
we
God.
had a pilot in our group too. We are having incredible results.
Oh my gosh.
Getting a better lifestyle. Good for your gut, good for your business. You are not kidding. Maybe your rebirth is to begin with something like this, a program that you create your story. You go on your own program for 30 days and get your weight and this is not about weight loss. This is a holistic
You
way
will
of
set
eating
the
better.
example of people you know. They're
You
going to look
get
at
your
you and
gut
say,
healthy.
what are you doing?
Everything's
Oh my
going to be
gosh.
healthy. Create your own story. I don't care what it is. My neighbor has a problem, can't get the stain out. I said, well, I can. I
Right.
have a solution. Give me that and anything else that you can't get a
Right.
stain out of. And I did. So because our products tell a story,
Mhm.
you better know the story
You
and
better
you
have
better
the
be able
story.
to tell it.
Right.
Why don't you do a rebirth with Begin? This
Right.
is coming up, this program. I am so fired up. In fact, we are on it.
It could
and
be the pivotal stage, just what we
It
said.
could be.
And everybody needs
I
a
don't
pivotal
care.
stage.
Start up color again with your great cosmetics.
Oh,
I did that with one of our new groups in Vermont. We had a blast.
oh,
And all we did
and
was
in Rhode Island.
and in Rhode
Yeah,
Island,
right.
yes, right, same thing. We just used the colors, and we didn't go into any skincare. We just did lip color,
Oh my gosh.
and maybe a little eye color at the end. There are so many things you can do. You have the knowledge. Why don't you decide you're going to have a rebirth? I don't care how old you are,
Right.
and we don't consider ourselves old.
No.
We're mature. That's the word that I use, and I like to use. But you need to have a rebirth, and you
And that Renaissance stage. The next one is
it's
legacy stage. Legacy. This is about mentoring.
Yeah.
It's time to empower others. Use your knowledge and skill to mentor others. The thing about it is EXAMPLE. You're an example to your fellow IBOs,
Mhm.
fellow business owners, fellow
Team.
team.
Your team.
You're an example to your family, your kids, your grandkids, and you better be a good example because we're an example,
Right.
either good or bad.
Right.
And
And our legacy is the fact that we're the comeback kids.
we are
And tonight we're mentoring you because it's time, because we want to empower you.
we
For
have to.
goodness sakes, we don't have to do what we're doing. We get to do
We
what
don't
we're doing.
have to do it.
We
Yeah.
want to do. And I want to just throw in this because I think it's great. This little issue we had with Greg, we met some super people.
Oh, sure did.
And they talked to us about the 4 P's. And I thought, wow, does this apply to our business? First P is prioritize.
Yep.
Everything
you.
you do, just prioritize
Are
it.
you?
Second thing is plan.
We
You've got to
need one.
have a plan of some sort.
need
What are
one.
you going to do? The third thing is your pace. Even if you can't attack this every night of the week, then set a pace for
Set a
yourself
pace
so you're on
somehow,
it.
somewhere.
Even with product, I don't care. And then position.
Yeah.
And when I say position, I mean position yourself around people where you'll hear stories, where you're
Right.
watching, position your attitude, your posture, your story. Let me tell you one quick one. There's a gal that I got to know through our daughter. She teaches swim.
Right.
I taught her daughters to swim, and the little girl got struck with an illness. I'll leave it there. She's
Severe, yeah.
going to be healed.
Yes.
But in the meantime, we got involved in some of her fundraisers, and I befriended the mom, Justina. So the other day, I
Sweetheart.
happened to notice on Facebook that she said, well, I'm saying goodbye to my business. She had some kind of business. I really don't know what it is, but I think it had to do with crafts. So I thought, wow, I positioned myself. I thought, I'm going to reach out to Justina.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Justina, and this was privately on text. I said, I noticed that you said you had your own business. I didn't know that. But the funny thing is, Greg and I have been in business for years. As a matter of fact, we got in business and raised our children, which is what she needs now to do. She has 2 little girls, Izzy, the one that has the illness, but she's getting better. is only 2 and Gracie is 3.
Gracie's my friend.
Oh, we love those kids. So I said, you know what? Why don't we just have lunch together? And if you're interested, I'll tell you about our business, because it's something you can do from home with your busy life right now. She jumped on it.
Yeah.
I positioned myself because I was reading, and that's the way you should. If you're looking at a lot of social media, then people are going to tell you a story about themselves. So tune into it. That's all. Nothing. Was there anything hard about
Slide
that?
right into that position.
Yeah. And so I'm going to go and we're going to have lunch and we're going to talk about it because it's worth talking about.
And she'll come home with a new IBO and say, "Where's yours?" And I say, "Mine's coming Friday."
I got a couple of meetings. I'm really psyched up about that. And one actually Greg initiated and I just took to the next level from the hospital. But you know what? So in what people would think would be a poor me. Are you kidding me?
No.
So okay, what's the solution? Well, bring me in B cards, bring me in my earbuds, so that I can still be listening. Whatever I need to do here, so I'm ready when they come in and I have a chance to talk with them. You know, I hope I pray that Greg and I gave you hope tonight, because, like I said before, it is not hopeless.
No.
Unless you give up hope.
Right.
We have never given up our hope, not only for our business, but for all of you. We want more than anything to see our team walk the red carpet. Whether they will is their choice. Mm-hmm. We can't guarantee anything, but we can tell you that we know as comebacks that it's doable. You can come back bigger and stronger. And we're on our way, and there's nothing going to get in our way.
Put this on your mirror in your bathroom. We can. We will. We must. We can. We will. We must. It's been a pleasure coming into your living rooms,
absolutely,
and talking to you. And hopefully we were able to drop a few nuggets to help you on. Begin a new future.
And begin a new business and get excited about the products. This is going to be a great program.
We're excited about it.
To have a big, huge group of just people who are going to begin to get a
new life. So, hey, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, it's been our pleasure.
We will see a lot of you around the road. Okay.
Thanks, Steve and Marcia. Thanks, Joe and Kelly. Thanks to all the Dunn family. And I know there's 4th generation. Wow, we love them all.
Okay.
We couldn't be in a better situation. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
For the calendar year 2024, the average income